Good morning, dear students. Hope you all are keeping well. Today, we will start with the first chapter, chemical reactions and equations. What is a chemical reaction? Process in which one or more substance form new substances and can't be reversed by physical methods is known as chemical reaction. While sitting at home, you may have seen a lot of chemical reaction during this lockdown. Certain examples are the milk changing into curd, the iron rod rusting. So what is the characteristics of a chemical reaction? There will be a change in state from liquid to gas or gas to solid. There will be a change in color, there will be a change in temperature, and there will be an evolution of a gas. These are the characteristics of a chemical reaction. Now, in a chemical reaction, you might have seen certain chemical reaction giving a H2 plus oxygen giving water. This is called a chemical equation. Now, what is a reactant? Those who takes part in this chemical reaction is called a reactant, and what is obtained is called the product. Now, consider hydrogen plus oxygen giving water. In this example, you can see hydrogen and oxygen are the reactants. Now this is called a chemical equation where symbols of substance of reactants and products is mentioned with the physical state. What is physical state? Magnesium is a solid, right? And oxygen is a gas. And whereas magnesium oxide is a solid. So this is a chemical reaction, chemical equation, which involves uses of symbols of substances of reactants and products with mention of the physical state. Now let us learn how to balance an equation. What do you mean by balancing an equation? Balance. That means both the sides, left hand side and right hand side, should be the same, right? Here, considering the same example, hydrogen plus oxygen giving water, right? Here, we should balance this equation in such a way that the number of atoms of the of the reactants and the number of atoms of the products should be the same. Here in this example, you can see here hydrogen, there are 2 atoms in the reactant side, and in the product side hydrogen is 2, right? Let us write how many in the reactant side and the product side, how many hydrogen are there. Okay, how many hydrogen are there? Hydrogen, how many are there in the reactant side? 2. In the product side, 2. Okay. Coming on to oxygen, how many are there in the reactant side? 2. And in product side, 1. So there is no balance here. So in order to balance this, I need 2 oxygen. What I will do? I will put a 2 here. So that means 2 into 1. 2 oxygen is here. So this becomes into. But you can see here hydrogen, which was 2. Now it is 2 into 2, 4. Right? In the product side, the hydrogen is 2 into 2 is equal to 4. But at the reactant side it is 2. Now I need to make this into 4. How will I make reactant side hydrogen to 4? This is 2 into 2. So I will put the 2 in front of hydrogen atom. That means now hydrogen is 4 here in the reactant side and hydrogen is 4 in the product side. Oxygen is 2 in the reactant side and oxygen is 2 in the reactant side. Thus my equation is balanced. Now let us consider another example in which iron is represented as Fe plus water H2O. The reaction gives ferric oxide Fe3O4 plus hydrogen gas. Now we need to balance this equation. First of all, you cannot change anything inside, like you cannot change this H2 into H4 or something. So these particular compounds or the atoms remain the same. Only you can keep the change. Only you can change the number of molecules. Now let us make the table where Fe, that means ion, and what you have? Hydrogen. Next is a hydrogen and next is oxygen. In the reactant side, how many molecules are there? In the product side, how many molecules are there? Yeah. Fe. In the reactant side, how many ions are there? 1 atom. In product side, Fe3. See? Now coming to hydrogen. In the reactant side, hydrogen is 2, whereas in product side, same 2. Oxygen. In the reactant side, it is 1, and in the product side, it is 4. So only hydrogen was balanced. You need to balance now ion and oxygen. So if 3 ferric ions are there, then you should make this into 3. How will you change 1 into 3? 1 into 3. That means I will change this into 3 ion. Now hydrogen is 2. Yeah, it is balanced in both the side. Coming on to oxygen, reactant side oxygen is 1 and in the product side it is 4. How will I change 1 into 4? 1 into 4 is equal to 4, right? So I will change here. I cannot write it here. I will write here 4. So oxygen is balanced. 4 oxygen here and 4 oxygen here. Now again, if I go back to hydrogen, in the product side hydrogen is 4 into 2, 8. See, now this is 8 and it is 2 in the product side. How will I change 2 into 8? Yeah, 2 into 4 is equal to 8. So I will put a 4 in front of the hydrogen atom. Now you can see thus this equation is balanced, right? 3 iron atom here in the reactant side, 3 at the product side. 4 into 2, 8 hydrogen atom in the reactant side, 4 into 2, 8 hydrogen atom in the product side. Oxygen, 4 oxygen in the reactant side and 4 oxygen in the product side. So thus this equation is a balanced one. Now how will you write a balanced equation? Once this is formed, you will rewrite with writing its physical state. How will you write this? 3Fe, which is solid state, plus 4 water molecules, which is in liquid state, giving Fe3O4, which is in solid state, plus 4 hydrogen atom, which is in gaseous state. So this is a balanced equation. This is how you make a equation balance. This is a bigger one. Let us consider a smaller one where you need not draw the boxes. In the first example, magnesium combines with oxygen in air, right? Giving magnesium oxide. Here you can see magnesium is only 1, here also 1, but here oxygen is 2 and here oxygen is only 1. So what will you do? You will make this magnesium oxide in front of magnesium oxide, you will put a 2 there. So now what happened? Here 2 mg, 2 magnesium in the product side, but only 1 mg or the magnesium in reactant side. So to change this, you will put a 2 in front of magnesium. Now coming and seeing both the sides, 2 magnesium atoms in the reactant side, 2 magnesium atoms in the product side, 2 oxygen molecules in the reactant side and 2 oxygen molecules in the product side. Thus the equation is balanced. Now you will write the physical state. Magnesium is a solid, oxygen is a gas, and the product thus formed magnesium oxide is a solid. So this is a chemical equation which is balanced. Now why you need to balance a chemical equation? What is the need? In earlier classes you have learned about the law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass. What is it? Do anybody remember? Yeah, matter can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred from one form to another, right? Law of conservation of mass states that matter can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. So number of elements involved in a chemical reaction should remain same as the reactant and product side. Yeah. Now let us see the different types of chemical reactions. There are 5 different types. One is the combination reaction, second is the decomposition reaction, third is displacement reaction, next is a double displacement reaction, and fifth is the oxidation and reduction reaction. Now we will see each one in detail. First is the combination reaction. As the name suggests, the reaction in which 2 or more reactants combine to form a single product. It will be in this condition: A plus B. That means these two are reactants. They combine together to give a product AB. Example, you can consider carbon plus oxygen giving carbon dioxide. A new product is formed. This is known as combination reaction. The reaction in which two or more reactants combine to form a single product. Now next example, next type is decomposition reaction. Second type is the decomposition reaction. In this reaction, a compound splits into two or more substances. It is just the reverse of combination reaction. A single compound splits into two or more substances. For example, carbon dioxide splits to give carbon and oxygen. Another example, water splits to give hydrogen and oxygen. These equations are not balanced. If you are balancing it, how will be the equation be? Carbon, single one atom, right? Oxygen, two atom. This is a balanced equation. Water, hydrogen, H2, oxygen 1, here it is 2. So in order to balance the equation, I'll put a 2 here. So this becomes oxygen 2. But hydrogen molecules increased. Hydrogen is 2 into 2. 4 atom here. Here it is 2 only. So in order to make this 4, I will put a 2 here. So this is also a balanced equation. Now decomposition reaction, they are of different types. One is thermal decomposition. Next is electrolytic decomposition. And last is the photolytic decomposition. Now thermal decomposition, as the name suggests, it requires heat. When decomposition is carried out by the help of heat, it is called thermal decomposition. For example, calcium carbonate, which is a solid, in the presence of heat, this triangle represents heat, it decomposes into calcium oxide, which is a solid, plus carbon dioxide. Understood? Thermal decomposition means decomposition or splitting of two or more splitting up of a compound into two or more substance in the presence of heat. Now coming on to the next, electrolytic decomposition. This is also a decomposition in which a single compound splits into two or more substance, but in the presence of electricity. Here it is not heat, it is the electricity, electric current, which helps them to split. For example, water, water which is a liquid, it does not splits into hydrogen and oxygen when kept simply. Can you see in your water bottle? You keep your water bottle for some time, and does it split into hydrogen and oxygen? No, it needs electricity. When electric current is passed through water, it can split into hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen is a gas, oxygen is also a gas. So this type of decomposition in which electric current is used is called electrolytic decomposition. Now next type of decomposition is the photolytic decomposition. What do you mean by photolytic? Yeah, as the name suggests, photo. Photo means not the photo. Photo means light. With the help of light. With the help of sunlight. For example, aluminium chloride, AgCl. It is a solid, not aluminium, sorry, silver chloride, which is a solid, in the presence of sunlight splits into silver and chlorine. Understood? AgCl, silver chloride, in the presence of sunlight splits into silver and chlorine. This reaction is used in black and white photography. Before we had camera, not the mobile camera. We used to have a camera in which film was loaded, black and white photos will be taken. This process was carried out in the black and white photography. Now next, third type of reaction is displacement reaction. Displacement reaction. What do you mean by displacement? Yeah, the reaction in which more reactive element displaces less reactive element from its solution is called displacement reaction. That means somebody is displacing other. Somebody is taking the seat of other and asking them to go to any other seat. I'll show you with an example. Iron. Okay, iron, which is a solid state, and copper sulfate. When iron is put into copper sulfate, which is in aqueous condition. Okay, this gives rise to FeSO4, which is aqueous, plus copper, which is solid. Here you can see iron, which was standing alone, now has displaced copper. Now you can see they have exchanged their seat, right? The more reactive element has displaced the less reactive element from the solution. So this is called displacement reaction. Understood? This means if you put a nail is iron, right? Nail is iron. If you put iron in copper sulfate solution, you can see rust. FeSO4 is rust and copper gets separated. Next type is double displacement reaction. The same like the displacement reaction which we saw. In this reaction, a new compound are formed by mutual exchange. That means two of them are exchanging their seats. I'll show you with an example. Na2SO4, sodium sulfate, plus BaCl2, barium chloride. They give rise to BaSO4, barium sulfate, plus NaCl, sodium chloride. Here you can see this Na2 and Ba, sodium and barium, they have exchanged their seat. A mutual exchange of ion has taken place to form different compounds, two different compounds. Sodium sulfate has changed into barium sulfate. Barium chloride has changed into sodium chloride. Now last is the oxidation and reduction. What do you mean by oxidation and reduction? Oxidation means it's the addition of oxygen to a substance or removal of hydrogen from a substance. We'll show you an example. Two molecules of copper when kept in open air gives cupric oxide. Here you can see copper was alone, right? But when the product formed, it got added with oxygen. So this is an oxidation reaction. Now reduction reaction, it's just the opposite. Reduction reaction is the addition of hydrogen or removal of oxygen molecule, oxygen from a substance. Example, CuO, that is cupric oxide plus hydrogen gives copper plus water. Here you can see the hydrogen is added to the substance or removal of oxygen. Here you can see oxygen is removed, right? Oxygen is removed. Sorry, you cannot see. Cupric oxide, here the oxygen was there, but in the product that oxygen is removed. Removal of oxygen is called a reduction reaction. Now, a reaction in which oxidation and reduction takes place is called redox reaction. Oxidation reaction plus reduction reaction is called redox reaction. Combining together we call it as redox reaction. Yeah. Now let us see the effects of oxidation in daily life. You might have heard about these two terms, corrosion and rancidity. These are the effects that oxidation causes. First one, corrosion. What is a corrosion? When a metal is exposed to a substance such as moisture, air, water or acid, sometimes a layer of oxide is formed which weakens the metal. Hence, metal is said to be corroded. I'll tell you with an example. Rusting of iron. You have seen a nail, right? After some times, if you expose it to the air or if after a monsoon season, you can see this nail has rusted. That means it is coated. It is having some coat around it. Hence you can say this, that the iron has corroded or the nail has corroded. Another example is black coating on silver. You have seen silver. After some days you can see that there is a black coating on it, and this is also an example for corrosion. Another example is green coating on copper. Copper, after sometimes you can see that there is green color. You will say that they are fungi, but it's not fungi. This is corrosion of the metal. Next is rancidity. What do you mean by rancidity? The oxidation of fats and oils when exposed to air is known as rancidity. Certain food items, not certain food items, all of the food items when exposed to air, you can feel the smell, bad smell or bad taste. That is due to the rancidity. You might have seen this lace packages or save that you purchase, that is filled with air. What is that gas filled in it? It's nitrogen gas. Nitrogen gas is added to packet food to prevent this rancidity or oxidation of the food, so that the food does not become bad, does not smell bad or taste bad. Nitrogen gas is added. So that was with the reactions, chemical reactions, types of chemical reactions. Now we have different types of chemical reaction based on temperature. Based on temperature, first chemical reaction is exothermic reaction. Exothermic reaction. What do you mean by exothermic reaction? Reaction in which heat is released. Exo means towards out. Thermic means temperature, heat, right? So in exothermic reaction in which heat is produced. For example, I'll tell you, methane gas combined with oxygen gas produce carbon dioxide plus water plus heat. If you touch this and see, you can feel the temperature. That means this is an exothermic reaction in which temperature is released or heat is released. Second type of reaction is endothermic reaction. What do you mean by endothermic reaction? Endo means inside, right? Endo means inside. That means reaction in which requires energy. That means it requires heat for the reaction to occur. We have learned that decomposition reaction. Do you remember? We learned 3 types of decomposition reaction: thermal reaction, electrolytic reaction, photolytic reaction. In these 3 reactions, heat is required, right? Thermal means heat is required, electrolytic in which current is required, and photolytic means sunlight is required. So these 3 decomposition reactions are example for endothermic reaction. What is endothermic reaction? A reaction which requires energy in the form of heat, light or electricity. I'll give you an example. Calcium carbonate in the presence of heat decomposes into calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. Another example, water in the presence of electricity breaks into hydrogen and oxygen molecules. And the last one, AgCl, that means silver chloride in the presence of sunlight. What happens? It splits into silver and chlorine. So these are the endothermic reactions. So with that, we come to an end of the chapter 1, chemical reaction and equation. Now the homework that I am giving you is, in your textbook you are having activities. 1 to 11 activities are given in your textbook. Maintain an activity book in which you will write all the activities and the answers for it. Each activity in a fresh page, and if you don't know the answer, leave it. If you know the answer, answer it. And I will be sending you the notes of it. Maintain a notebook with the date and start writing it. I'll give you 1 week time. Within 1 week you have to submit your notebook in the Google Classroom. Those who have not downloaded Classroom, please download Classroom and get ready. I will be sending you the code such that you can join the Classroom. Stay healthy, be at home, stay safe. Thank you. Have a nice day.